And there is another Chinese threat to U.S. security, and it also involves high technology.
Jim Axelrod shows you how Chinese spies are targeting U.S. service members on social media to get American military secrets.
It was here on this sprawling seaside Navy base in Southern California where Thomas Xiao, then a 26-year-old naval electrician, admitted to passing sensitive documents to an undercover Chinese intelligence officer. We obtained this recording of his confession.
So why were you taking money from him?
It's free money. He's just taking a couple pictures.
He absolutely betrayed his country.
Sitting across from Xiao on that day in August 2023, NCIS Special Agent Ryan Norris.
I think he, over the past 2 years, had a relationship that he knew was nefarious, and I think he was realizing he was finally caught.
The gig was up.
Exactly.
That nefarious relationship began in a networking group on the Chinese-owned social media app WeChat. The Chinese intelligence officer posed as an investor.
The intelligence officer presented himself as a researcher that was looking at the global markets.
By then, Norris told us, COVID had made it more difficult for spies to travel abroad. So China's intelligence officers started leaning on virtual espionage, gleaning military secrets through online contacts. In the last 2 years, federal law enforcement agents have told us they've identified about a dozen such cases. They've secured convictions against 3 service members recruited by suspected undercover agents of China.
They will turn over every stone to try and collect what they can.
Kevin Vorndran heads the FBI's Counterintelligence Division. U.S. officials told us China is trolling professional networking sites, including LinkedIn, to find American service members and others who hold U.S. government security clearances.
Members of the military, former members of the military, list their resumes. It exposes their expertise. And through that, it makes targeting by an intelligence service, and a sophisticated intelligence service, simple to accomplish.
In Xiao's case, what started as chats about stock trades began to veer into sensitive areas. Questions about naval exercises in the Pacific, where China seeks to challenge U.S. military strength.
In the end, he received approximately $15,000.
Court records revealed the agent asked Xiao to take photographs and videos of restricted areas and told him to destroy evidence of their communications.
How does that not raise every red flag available to Thomas Xiao?
It should have. And Xiao stated that he questioned the intelligence officer occasionally.
When I tried to cut the relationship with them, it's like, it's already kind of late.
You feel like you were trapped?
Yeah.
Xiao, a U.S. citizen since he was 12, was arrested, pleaded guilty, and is currently serving more than 2 years for bribery and conspiracy. But his actions did not rise to the level of espionage.
I was like, this is impossible.
His wife told us while her husband made a mistake, he was just as shocked as anyone that he was dealing with a Chinese intelligence officer.
Was Thomas Xiao scammed, or did he willfully and knowingly betray his country?
He will never do that. He will never betray this country. That's not him.
A spokesperson for China's U.S. Embassy denied knowledge of the Xiao case, telling CBS News it, quote, hopes the United States will stop hyping up the so-called Chinese espionage risk, end quote. But the NCIS agent we just heard from, Ryan Norris, told us he expects the Chinese are paying close attention, and he thinks they'll be watching this story tonight to see if they can learn anything about what led investigators to Thomas Xiao.
And former FBI Director Wray said this threat from the Chinese, the technological threat, is the biggest possible threat. So let me ask you, though, about Xiao, Jim. Low-level guy. So what does this say about the Chinese, the net they're casting?
Well, that should give us a sense of just how wide that net is, right? I mean, Thomas Xiao is low-level. Forget the cloak and dagger stuff you think of when you think of espionage, the back alley drops of top secret files. This is thousands of Chinese agents sitting, they don't even have to travel here, sitting at computer terminals in Beijing, sending out thousands of probes they only have to hit once. Now get this, the FBI told us that the volume of espionage activity the Chinese are directing at the United States right now surpasses the volume sent to the United States from all other countries combined.
Jim, it's rare for the FBI to talk about this kind of thing. publicly, right? So why do we think they're going public with it?
Well, in this new kind of espionage, this virtual espionage, one of the only tools available is awareness. In other words, every current service member or retired service member, anyone with access to information the Chinese might want is a target. So the FBI wants to make them all aware this is going on. It was unusual. It struck us that it was unusual. That tells us about the nature of the threat and just how seriously they're taking it.
That it is.
Jim Axelrod. Thank you, Jim.